Hello, everybody. My name is Master Chen.
This is Doxy.
This is Zenify.
And I'm Richard Satchel.
And you are either watching or listening to Greynoise. All right, everybody. Welcome to episode 181 of Greynoise, the podcast where there's a lot of shit about to happen up in this episode. But let's get to that in a second. We are here. It is Friday night, 7:30 p.m. So like every Friday night, we are at the Sin Shop. The address is 1075 American Pacific Drive, Suite C in Henderson, Nevada. Go to sinshop.org for information on the shop. Remember to go to meetup.org. Is it .org?
No,
.com.
it's
No.
meetup.com.
Sorry, meetup.com/SynShop for information on the classes. The classes coming up, Zenify?
Well, we got stuff next week and the week after that.
Okay, look. 23B is doing SparkleCon.
We got stuff happening.
I thought you had the announcements
There's
up.
things. There's
Why would I
stuff.
I
put
tried
that
to
up?
pitch it to you. Okay, sorry.
You're the
So-
host.
Hold on really quick.
You know, as a matter of fact, 23B is hosting SparkleCon. That is coming up February 1st through the 3rd. Tickets are on sale at sparklecom.org.
SparkleCon.
Com or con?
I said sparklecon.org.
I thought you said com.
Sparkle.com.edu.uk.
No, whatever.
Okay, shut up. You're going to confuse people.
Sparklecon.org. Anyway, go there.
All right.
And also, did you know that Sin Shop has its project night every Tuesday, which is an open night? Come on down and check it out during the week. And now, back to Chen.
All right, thanks. And by the way, I always, at least for the past 2 weeks, I've forgotten to, promote us. So go to Greynoise, GREYNOI.se. That is our website. Go there, join the Discord. So go there. There's a Discord link. Chat with us. We are here on Pub, and actually for this show, we're on our live stream channel. So you can go in there, you can chat with us, you can hang out, and we're there all week. So you can talk to us not just on a Friday, but every day. Right, guys?
I'm always active, playing Overwatch, chatting in Discord.
There you go. So be there, or just
Or don't.
or don't, whatever.
Whatever, be somewhere else.
Do
All
you,
right,
boo-boo?
Now, my favorite part of the episode. You may notice that Doxy is missing something today. And it was
So
given to him
disappointed.
by Zenify.
You
And
prick.
yes. So you'll notice that Doxy is not wearing his Cheese Makes Me Dry Heave shirt.
The glorious shirt that I bought him for the holiday seasons.
Now, if anybody was watching these last few episodes, exactly, you may remember that Doxy had agreed. No!
Well done. Well
So
done.
stupid, Chen.
Well done.
How do you think you would forget?
Wow. I'm so mad right now, dude.
I loved it. I loved it. And I loved it when I walked in later. And he was so excited to tell me that you forgot. You were in the bathroom meeting.
Yeah.
And he was like, I can't wait for the show to start, guys.
Dude, right now, seriously, I feel like Gollum from The Lord of the Rings. I'm like, motherfucking. Oh, son of a
I
bitch.
have been waiting
been
for
the
this
director's
all
cut.
fucking
Oh,
day.
my God. You know what? Okay, honestly, though,
So
I will
have
say, Doxy, you hit it well, because I had no idea. Like, you were hiding your face and everything. God damn it.
I've been so fucking excited all day.
Really?
Oh,
okay.
that was good. I was going to ask you why your shirt was buttoned all the way up, but I was like, I don't know.
I couldn't hide the collar from poking out. I was like, let's just.
Full disclosure, he mentioned it to me earlier, and it made me so excited.
Yeah.
I was like, right when he said it, right when he told me, I was like, that's the greatest fucking thing I've heard today.
That was wonderful. That was
This is such
good.
a hard troll, man. I was so ready.
I called it, by the way.
Oh, my God.
Did you call it?
He
I called it.
He
I
called it. He
absolutely
said it was
called
under
it.
his shirt.
I
And
was like, he's got it under
actually,
his shirt.
okay. So here's the thing. I thought it was going to be under your shirt, but then when you came out of the bathroom and it still wasn't out, I was like, yes, I fucking got him. He's going to have his hair dyed lime green.
I needed the audience to feel your pain. I needed them to get the full experience.
Oh, that's good.
Because you were like, when I walked in, you said, hey Doxy, and then like you took a second, you're like, oh, you dumb motherfucker, and I was, and like you were so excited, I was like, oh, this is I'm feeding off of it. I love it so
You
much.
nurtured him.
Because I was gonna take it off as soon as I came home. I was like, the world deserves to see Chin's reaction.
I think, God damn it.
I loved it too because as he's unbuttoning his shirt, I'm watching him unbutton on my peripherals. I'm looking at Satchel, and Satchel's like, motherfucker. And he's still.
And I'm like,
I was like, hell yeah. I was like, oh yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this is gonna happen. I'm gonna fucking own Doxy right now. And I looked over and he's doing like a Superman move. He's doing the Superman move, and I'm like,
you didn't do it. No.
Damn.
This is
was
maybe
good
the
opening.
greatest moment in the history
I
of
will
Greynoise.
say.
Yeah, that was masterclass shit
Hold on,
right there. That was good.
let's take note here. Episode 181 is the episode where we've said the F word maybe like 20 times in the first 7 minutes. I was like, fuck.
There's no way that's the first one.
No, this is probably the first one. Yeah.
I
Anyway,
feel
Yeah.
So that's
You know,
good,
man,
winner.
Good work.
I'm gonna
Shit.
survive off this joy for fucking months. dude.
Right. Yeah.
Every time I think about this shirt, I'm gonna think about your face and how excited you were to tell the audience. You
Yeah.
like, Doc, he's a dummy. He's an idiot. He
I-
fucking did these
you
things.
had the head slow turn as well. I'm gonna look at the video and post and just slow it
yeah.
down. And just like I'm gonna re-edit it over.
Yeah, because Satchel's looking at me and he's like, oh, fucking, I knew it.
Actually-
and Chin's just like going at it. He's like, Doc, he's this idiot. Look at him.
Actually, can you seriously slow that down?
Oh yeah, no,
Like,
I'll
we can cut that. Oh my
fuck
god.
with it.
We'll post it to watch people die on Reddit.
Yes, let's cut that.
I
Watch
feel
people
so
die.
good
Okay,
about
okay.
this.
Let's bring it back. God damn it, Doxy, you got me. Fuck. All right.
So now, do you have to dye your hair?
No, we didn't say that part of the bet.
Oh, okay. I'm just
Besides, I'm comfortable with just shaving it. I look like a monk again. Anyway. All right, so let's bring it back.
Oh boy, that's great.
Holy shit. Okay, so how was everybody's week?
It was good.
We're
Oh, I
good?
think
Any
I put
news?
in my announcements that I was annoyed. So there's a thing. So recently, McNutt decided to help me wipe my phone, and so I've been having to like input a lot of stuff lately, like you know, just reset everything up. I hate the apps that don't disable the auto capitalization on usernames.
Oh, yeah.
Right when you go to start typing stuff in, it just like most of the time it still works. A lot of usernames aren't case sensitive.
Yeah.
but
Sometimes it is.
it triggers me.
And that's annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just got to back up and I have to just take off the caps and then finish it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually, you're talking about like, you know, what's going on this week. I'm kind of having trouble at home.
What?
Yeah. Well, so my wife, believe it or not, she's gotten into bullfighting, right? She just like starts watching it. And I was like, okay, all right, cool, I guess. And then she got the uniform, and I was like, all right, sure. But then she got that thing that you wave around to get the bull all excited. I don't know. I just see that as a big red flag.
Really?
You were on board, dude. You were on board for that shit.
I was
You
like-
were on board.
I was waiting to see what happened. I should have known.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I'm
I was
getting
like,
I'm
where's
getting
he
it from
going
both
with
sides.
this?
I know, I'm getting it
You
from
were-
both sides today.
You were on the train. You were like, really?
My week was status quo. I don't have anything interesting to say. No bullfighting stories. No. But I will say, super quick update. So I've had the phone for another.
That's the one.
Oh, yeah,
plus
another-
The
6T.
OnePlus 6T. I've had it for another week. I enjoy it. You get some questions from me. I don't remember what they were. But what I don't like about it is the all glass back because it's very fingerprint heavy. It looks dirty. There's case on there.
But you don't
It's
like
gross.
you don't put a case on there. You don't
No,
have to
no,
put-
there's case on
there's-
there. There's
okay,
case on
okay.
there. So
Clear case.
yeah, it is not water. It's water resistant, but not waterproof. The fast charging cable does work very well, though. I will say their proprietary dash charging technology works very well. I will
How
say
long?
that I can plug it in for 15 minutes and it'll do like 90%? 90%. Yeah, I mean it's like a substantial amount. Like I plug it in like right before I'm about to go somewhere. When I think about it, it charges a substantial amount.
Shit, all right.
Like better than the Pixel fast charging. It's really good, and the battery lasts long. It's a good battery, good solid battery. I dig it. All in all, it's a good phone. I dig it. I'm into it. I'm not going to return it. I was considering it at first, but I'm going to keep it.
Cool.
I'm gonna keep it.
Nice.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, so I actually do have a pretty fairly sized announcement today.
I'd heard that about you.
Yes, yeah. So I actually was going to announce this. Well, no, I wasn't going to announce this last week because I wanted to, give notice to the people who really needed to know first. So,
Oh, so we don't need to know. I see how it goes.
well,
He's
I didn't
dying.
want anything to be out before I had a chance to talk to certain people. So, I have given my 2 weeks notice to my current employer. And so I worked out this week, and then next week I have one more week with them before I move on to a new company.
Last of a dying breed.
Yes. So for those of you who don't know, I met Doxy through this company. I met Zenify through this company, and so by proxy, I met McNutt through this company. And it's just I've been with them for about 4.5 years, and
That's
now
more
it's
than that, like almost 5 or 6.
No.
Right?
No, because my 5th year anniversary, I started in 2014. So my 5th year anniversary would be this August.
You were only there a year when I started?
Mhm.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you were there like way
Wait.
longer.
Oh,
Yeah, it was 2014. And I know this because of a couple of family things that have happened
Yeah.
to me. Like, it all lined up. But the thing is, 2014 was a very interesting technical year for me, right? So, like, in 2014, before I got this job, I was working in surveillance, surveillance on the Las Vegas Strip. And so I was catching card counters. I was catching degenerate gamblers who, felt that it was better to cheat than to play.
you don't
by
have to
the
call me
rules.
out like that, dude.
Okay. Well, shit. I wouldn't. Thank God I didn't bet on the shirt. God damn it. Anyway, so I actually got job offered while I was at DEF CON. This was back when it was at the Rio. And so because I had mail sync off, I got the offer letter, but didn't even see it until a day later. So when I finally synced my mail, I was like, oh shit, I got a new job, and so I accepted it and everything. And it was my first technical role, like as far as IT and IT support goes. And I was trying desperately to transition into that space because before this job, this was always just a hobby to me. Like Linux was a hobby, network scanning or anything was just a hobby.
Telefreaking.
Yeah, freaking. That was
Pursuits.
all a hobby.
Yeah.
I would learn from my mentors here. I have a couple of them. I'd learn from my mentors here at Synshop. And then, with what I learned, I guess I impressed the people who felt it good to give me a chance at my first technical role. So I'm leaving on good terms and everything. And it's just, it's been a crazy 4.5 years to think about, like, where I started versus where I am now, as far as like, so for those, again, who don't know, I'm a VoIP admin, or I was a VoIP admin by trade. And before that, though, I was a hobbyist with VoIP, right? So I knew I wrote a couple of articles for 2600, and I knew how to spam a phone network, like a PBX. I knew how to DOS somebody and take somebody offline, but that was just fun in games. That was just the whole hacker thing. And then when I got job offered, it became a profession. And so now it's time to move on to something else. I'll be doing more than just phones. I'm going to be doing more systems engineering at a wider scale than just phone systems.
Awesome.
So I'm excited. This is I think it's going to be a great move for me.
What are you going to be doing in your new
Wait,
role?
wait. The most important question: can we still have lunch?
Yes.
Oh, I was
so
gonna
no,
ask
I'm
about
not
that, too.
like I'm not moving anywhere. It's not far. I'm not far from where I'm actually at now. It's actually still in Henderson, close to the Las Vegas Valley hackerspace.
Where you should be.
Yes. So, so it's still in the area. I'm not like traveling far. This isn't like a North Vegas thing. We could still have lunch. But it's just, again, these are this was a milestone thing for me because with this role, again, Doxy, I met you. I met Zenify. I met McNutt, and then we've come together on this podcast, and you guys are still with me here doing this thing. So the four of us, and of course Satchel, we're moving on and leaving this kind of behind. Another thing about this too is, my dad was a technical person. He was a COBOL programmer, and he was always
Sorry.
That sucks.
Hey, he was good at it. But
I mean, it was good. Just that's programming.
dude, they make 6 figures now if you can still program them.
God damn it.
Yeah, it's because it's so legacy.
I know, right? But in any case, he was always pushing me to get into IT, and it's not like I didn't want to. I just I had these other things that I was doing first, and so I think he was very happy to see me transition into the tech field, something that I've always wanted to, just to follow maybe in the foot, and just it's our culture, right? The culture, the nerd culture, the programming, and et cetera, et cetera. It's just all there, and that's what it was. So,
Congrats.
thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's-
You seem very
what are you
excited.
going to be doing in your new function?
So
we have the same job again.
we now have the same job again. So Doxy became a DevOps engineer before me, and so now I'm a DevOps engineer. What does that mean? Install Docker, put stuff on Docker, I believe. Anybody could, change my
fucked?
mind or make me feel like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I still have some questions about Docker, so
There you go.
I mean,
But so Doxy, this just means that I'll have a lot of questions for you later.
God, I don't have any answers.
He can't.
Then we'll learn together.
I
though.
can't answer shit.
Oh, I think that was another announcement that I had, or another like what happened during the week thing, which was Doxy loves to ask us questions in
Oh,
the
yeah.
chat, And then he follows up by saying,
I
never
fixed
mind,
it.
I got
Yeah.
it. And
Oh,
we're
what the
like,
fuck is that all
well,
about?
what was the problem and how did you fix it? He's like, never mind, it's okay.
I'm literally every thread you find on the internet. It's like I have a specific question, and then someone's like, "Never mind, solved it." Thread closed. And you're
Yeah,
like,
and you do that in real
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
How did you fix it? There are people who are Googling your questions.
because
He actually
like,
never asked the question, but yeah.
He never-
I-
He said something with awk.
I paint and because I was doing an alt query, and I was just. But the thing is, and Zen Wolf said something which triggered it in my head. There's always another tool. So you get on this path and you start doing something. You're like, I have it in my head for whatever reason that I'm going to use this tool to figure out this issue, and you get stuck on it. And someone's like, why don't you just use this? And you're like, why don't I just fucking use such
So
and such
you went
tool?
from awk to what? Python then? Because I just saw that's kind of like where the thread mentioned. Is that what you did?
I can't give up my secrets. I did some stuff. I did some finagling.
I want to know what
the
the fucking
fuck?
problem was.
I did some stuff, man. I figured it out. I got it working. That's fine.
You know, I don't. Yeah, Fiverr. That's
Was
what-
that you? Don't. No.
Dude,
I
if
know.
this is how you're gonna answer my questions that I have for you, fuck.
No, it was a super and that's why I said it was a super simple, super remedial thing. Like it wasn't like a huge problem or whatever. It was just like I needed to get some information, and the query I was doing wasn't working the way I expected it to. But using, I think I switched to grep, and it worked. It's fine.
So, okay, wow,
So I went from awk to grep because I was trying to pull information out of a log file.
that's interesting because grep is my go-to. Awk is kind of like I think I could do it this way, but I know grep better than I know awk.
I mean, I'm not great with awk, but I feel like if it doesn't have a lot of quotations and or other things, like it's fairly simple to use. But once you start introducing quotations, it's like, God, I gotta cancel them out and figure stuff out. And
Use awk to
We're getting
you can layer tools on top of each other. But
Yeah, right.
and like I said, it was a super simple thing. I used grep, and it was a one line thing. Figured out, fine, done, easy. It wasn't a big thing, and that's why I disappeared because I was just trying to figure something out. And it helped mitigate some bot traffic I had, and now it's all great.
nice.
Dope.
All right, well, congratulations. That's cool.
You're welcome. When you have this
thank
question in
you.
the future, you can ask me, and I'll have some answers for you.
But we don't even
No,
know
I'll
what the
just go.
question is.
It's okay. I'll just know to
Exactly.
go to grep and forget awk.
Yeah. Once you start going down the awk path, just be like, fuck it, grep, and then you're good to go. You're
All
welcome.
right, cool.
Well, all right then.
All right, so before we go into any of the articles, does anybody have any topics or what the fuck was that? Topics or anything that they would want to discuss or bring to the table?
Do I have a topic?
I believe you do.
I do. And this is something that I brought up before because we talk about cons, DEF CON.
Oh, right,
DEF
yeah.
CON being the one that's like local to us. That's where I usually go to, or when I do go to cons or whatever.
You went once.
Twice.
3 times a lady.
No, you went once.
I went twice.
No, you went to a party twice, or like you went to one of the parties twice.
I went to DEF CON. I was in DEF CON twice because we did Hacker Jeopardy twice.
No, we didn't. We did Hacker Jeopardy once.
Dude, we definitely did it. Okay.
Look, if
we're
you leave the
we're
premise and you come back, that's not going to DEF CON twice.
We're not going to argue about this right now. We definitely did Hacker Jeopardy twice, and we lost both times. It was a tragic story. We won't get into it right now.
By the way, I lost with the person that I took this year too. But I had a lot more beer.
yeah, you told me that story.
Yeah, that was
yes.
a great story.
But we all know, I'm not shy about it. I have this problem with InfoSec gatekeepers, especially at cons and stuff like that.
Right.
And it goes all the way back to the RTFM type thing and just all of that bullshit. But the story that I was talking about specifically was on Motherboard, and the headline is hackers basically blame women and SJW, Social Justice Warriors, for the end of DerbyCon security conference. So DerbyCon, the one coming up, will be the last DerbyCon, and hackers.
So it's still on this year.
I believe there's one more coming up. Like there's one more, and that's the last one.
Okay.
And the hacker community is blaming people, women and SJWs, for the end of DerbyCon, saying they're making it they're appealing to too many people to make it a viable thing anymore, and it's like a pain in the ass for the organizers and the leaders of it or whatever. And it's just
They're appealing to too many people.
That's what they're
Okay.
SJWs
Wait,
complain.
so that's what the claim.
That's what the claim is by hackers, saying that like
Right.
they're bending over to
But-
people to appease them.
But what do
So
the organizers say?
they say it's not because it's not fun for them anymore. The organizing is not fun for them anymore because they're corralling like a lot, not just women or any specific individual, just the men and women of the cons, and it's not fun
Yeah, and
organizing
they're
it
just
and doing
having
it
to
anymore.
Police more.
Yeah,
and it's
they're
just
just-
like
they're just
it's not
burnt
what
out.
it used to be. Yeah.
They're just burnt out on it. It's not fun, and they don't want to do it anymore. But But they're saying that it's because of women in SJWs and them bending over backwards to appease certain sects of people and stuff, and it's causing them to not want to do it anymore, which the organizers say is not the case. But the larger story is that like these gatekeeper types are at every con, and it's very apparent everywhere we go in the MSEC community that like they feel, or I don't want to say the elders, but I mean, I don't have a better word, which is a terrible word, but the elders of the industry feel that veterans of the industry feel that certain people aren't welcome, and they're making it worse than it was before because now they're part of this community, or they want to be part of this community, and they have to do certain things to allow them to be part of it. And I think that's a shame, and it's putting a bad light on these cons and the things that people want to do. They want to be a part of stuff, but they're making it hard to, one, be a part of it, and to even want to be a part of it, right?
Yeah. No, it's why would you intentionally limit the people that want to go to your thing?
Because and I'm speaking out of my ass. I don't know. I'm not these people, but they want it to still be special. They want it to be their thing. They want it to be like the thing it was when they first started. They want only the elite to be there.
Okay, right. So I actually have kind of a background on this. Like I was in the first wave of the rave scene in St. Louis. Like that actually not the first.
I can never picture him as a raver.
I'm literally wearing Jinkos right now.
I know.
Wait. This is. Do ravers wear Jinkos?
Of course.
I've never been
in the 90s.
I've never been to a rave.
So that's actually kind of my point.
Okay.
There's a tendency among people that were involved in something at the very beginning to harken back to the old days when things were different back then and blah blah blah.
Better. But quotations.
Yeah, definitely in quotations.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, right now is the back in the day of 10 years from now.
Yeah.
10 years from now, whoever just got into it's going to be like, man, it's just not the same as it was anymore. And the reason for that is you're not the same.
Also, yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely true.
Like anybody, like earlier tonight we had, there was a couple people in here that were talking about, older Linux stuff and older computers and all that stuff. And that's cool. I get it. But anyone who gets into computers right now, in 20 or 30 years is going to be like, yeah, I remember back in the day we only had 20 cores,
Right, yeah.
So like it's you're changing, not the scene. And because the scene and the scene's
actually
changing
I would
too.
argue that it's the opposite, that they are not changing but the scene is.
Actually, I'll go along with that. Yeah.
And I think they're holding on to old ideals and stuff,
right?
Of what they expect it to be or what they want it to be because of how it was when they were first introduced to it.
Yeah.
And they have this idea, and then when it changes, they're kind of like,
right.
This isn't what it used to be.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Sorry, because there's different people here now, and that's okay.
As it becomes more mainstream, things change.
So you have two options: you can either grow with it or go fuck off.
But they're choosing the third option is to fuck everyone who wants to be a part of it. That's different than what they expect it to be, where they're fucking with them or whatever.
That's when you get a counterculture.
And I mean, I think there's a lot. I don't go to a lot of cons, any con, some would say, but there is that culture of gatekeeping, like where people they keep certain.
So,
go ahead.
I'd like to put in my 2 cents, but we'll let Community Mike do that first. But really quick, before we let Community Mike go on, we just want to give a quick reminder that now is not the time to be downloading massive amounts of information or syncing your Google Drive. So
AKA
just
porn. Get off the
example.
porn.
All right, Community Mike, brought to you by whatever company we decide to sponsor today. Go ahead.
Also reading what the organizers posted. So if you don't know much about DerbyCon, they limited the tickets to I think the number of attendees to 2,000 every year. They didn't want to grow as big as DEF CON. They said they wanted to keep it small, right? But part of I'm just kind of paraphrasing what I read and what they wrote was it was becoming not commercialized, but I guess there are people who were coming into the con and sort of advertising or commercializing their own self-interests, and that's what they didn't want. They wanted to keep it more of a community, right?
When you say commercializing their own self-interest, how do you mean?
I think it was more or less advertising, like internal advertising,
like
big
company? Big tables with banners.
Not about
right?
companies, right? But yeah, it's sort of like they were. The way they was phrased was they were coming in the scene, and they had an agenda.
Okay.
A small group, and that they were basically trying to either promote that agenda more for their own commercialization product. reasons. That's my understanding of it.
So when you say commercialization, I just want to be specific. They weren't selling a product; they were selling an idea.
No, I think they
No?
were selling a service.
Oh,
Like their services or their quote unquote product, which could be a service. I've never been at DerbyCon. That's my understanding.
okay.
So, but
Because like, there's a pretty big difference between I'm going to come in here and I'm going to sell my crap in a place where you're not supposed to sell your crap, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to advocate on behalf of someone that I see as not, being treated fairly.
no,
There's
it's
a
not,
difference
It's not the
between
latter.
those two.
It,
Yeah,
it
okay,
was
gotcha.
part commercialization, and then I think it was just part of the. I mean, the way they read. I mean, this is of course just coming from them.
Yeah.
It was we were done policing, we were done babysitting, they were done catering to people because they were either whiny or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And come on, we're a bunch of geeks. ADD. That's just.
Well, that's the part that I want to kind of
But-
piggyback off of with the whole geek thing, right?
Yeah.
So, again, I'm going to put on my psychology hat, but I want to preface this with saying this is not an excuse. This is maybe my attempt at an explanation, okay? There's a big difference with that. I'm not trying to excuse any sort of behavior. This is what I could maybe potentially offer as an explanation, right? So, think about DEF CON almost 30 years ago, right?
Okay.
It's supposed to be like this going away party. It's a very tight knit group of people who have met each other online and whatnot. And so eventually, down the road, it grows and it grows and it grows and it grows and it grows until eventually it becomes something that it's not anymore. Totally fine, totally cool. I'm all for that. You guys know I love going to DEF CON. I've never been to DerbyCon, so I can't speak on their behalf as well. And I can't speak on DEF CON's behalf either. I'm not a DEF CON organizer. What I'm saying, though, is nerds and geeks, we're naturally, I don't want to say naturally antisocial, but like we tend to be the quieter of the type. There's something to the stereotype of we're kind of in our basements or in a cave.
You got your bubble.
Yeah, we're in a bubble, typing away at our computer. I mean, if you think about it, that's how we learned. We learned by separating ourselves so that we could dig into Python or whatever it is that we're working on, a programming language of your choice, whatever it is, some hardware that you're working on. But the amount of concentration on that space takes you away from social, or takes you away from the social aspect. And so I think when the social aspect gets too big, this is where I think what Doxy refers to, and I agree with you, about the elitism comes in. I spent so many hours on this, and this is what makes me a hacker, and this is why I do what I do, and you're coming in here, you're a journeyman, you're a neophyte, fuck off, RTFM, and all these things. And so I think there's this clash of those two ideas, cultures, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Right. And so again, not excusing any sort of behavior. That sucks if that's what's happening.
I mean, yeah, it's happening
Right.
very, like, in a bad way.
Right. Now, I think also, too, though, is I think DerbyCon, because they have, only 2,000 attendees by sales, by ticket sales price, they're not, and the plan is not to get as big as DEF CON, so maybe they just can't handle,
And they also kind of want it to be exclusive, I feel, because right when they have announcements of it able to buy tickets, and it's like a hype fest, and the date drops to buy tickets, and they're instantly sold out.
Yeah.
Months on after, I constantly see anyone selling their DerbyCon tickets, and
Sure.
people are trying to scalp them in a way.
Yeah.
So the specific quote from the organizer and founder, Dave Kennedy, was, "It has nothing to do with that, women and social justice warriors ruining the con or whatever. It has to do more with burning out, having to deal with the continued behavior of people increasingly harder to put on a con. Not women, not men, just in general."
I can see that.
Yeah,
I mean, the internet in general is fucking toxic these days.
It's
So-
always been.
everything's so fucking toxic.
It's more now.
Oh no, that I mean.
Yeah, it's more. It has been. You're right.
But I mean, DerbyCon specifically, this is a terrible situation, and it's gross to read what people are, because there's a whole there's a Facebook group called Ill Mob, which has been saying disgusting fucking things about women and women hackers and other types and whatever, and it's fucking gross to read. But it's a larger problem in the IT community as a whole, InfoSec community. I feel where they're just the gatekeeping and the elitism and the general unfriendliness toward people who aren't in your circles. And I mean, it's part of. It's not part of anything, but like it is part of their mindset, whether they feel like they're better or they're like more special and
Right,
stuff.
and
And
God,
it's
I don't know. Oh, fuck, man.
and it makes it tough for anyone because I mean, there are people who want to be a part of stuff. They think that's super fascinating and they're new to it. Because I mean, like you wouldn't have heard about this stuff unless you were part of super specific groups a long time ago. And now, obviously, it's way more readily available to the public because we hear about it in articles. We see it on TV because there's documentaries about everything now. But it's hard for people who are like, oh, I'm new and I want to hear about. I want to do these things, and people make it so fucking hard for newbies, especially women newbies, to get into the industry and to get into the community because they're so gatekeeping. They're gatekeeping. They're like, you don't deserve or you can't be a part of this because
Yeah.
we say so.
Yeah.
And honestly, okay, so of course, I'm just speaking for myself here, but I don't know how or where that mentality stems from because when I go, and we talked about this a little bit last week, when I go and I'm speaking or presenting, I wait after the after my part of the conference, and I answer every question. I spend time with anybody who wants to spend time with me. I'm inviting to everybody, and I just don't know how this mentality gets in your head that you're better than anybody else there.
But you're in general a good person, and like you said, like you entered the professional IT industry later, so your experience is built upon other industries and how other people are treated in other things where it's more inclusive and it's not so elitist. But like for someone who's been professionally working in InfoSec and these types of things for many, many years, you have a different perspective because you guys were the only ones who could do certain things and you feel that makes you elevated above other people because you have this status in your mind.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm only speaking for myself, but I just can't see it the other way. Like I wouldn't
like from the
Can't fathom.
Like I wouldn't even conceive of thinking that like somebody approaches me and I'm like, fuck off, kid. Like I would never. I just don't see myself.
And I think it's part of the being anonymous as well, like online. Like you're anonymous online, so you can say these things, you can talk about people, you can gatekeep from a safe vantage point and be like, these people shouldn't be allowed to be in our whatever because you're anonymous. Essentially, you're anonymous. You're just an online figure. You're not an actual person, and people, and also they feel like they're not going to be reprimanded or their views will be shared amongst their peers, which honestly, for the most part, not for the most part, but amongst their social groups, if I can even call them that, they are.
Yeah.
No one's going to call you out. No one's going to say, hey, dude, don't do that. They're like, yeah, fuck these people who don't belong in our circles, which is disgusting to see. It happens in a lot of industries, but we work in IT, so I can only speak specifically about IT. It happens way more than it should.
I can't say I like this because it's horrible, but in a way I kind of here's a silver lining to that exact behavior where people get so they just get toxic out in the open in their social groups.
Yes.
But then when they march, they're also toxic.
With
say through, I don't know, Charlottesville? Or was that Charlottesville or where was that? Charleston.
I don't know. I'm confused.
The Tiki Torch March.
No, that was Charlottesville.
Yeah.
That was Charlottesville. Yeah.
So they're
still go, yeah, the Jews will not replace us, and they're like, oh, that's what you look like. Okay, great.
And that's the thing. It's like that's why. I mean, there's a lot of reasons I don't like going to DEF CON and other cons or whatever. But like that's a big part of it. I mean, and for the most part, it is fine because I mostly hang with Chin or other people who I know, and it's fine. Like we go to the villages, we do law picking, we do whatever. I go to the talks and stuff, and it's cool.
Right.
But when you hit the smaller subset of people who are like who have obviously been there for a long time, they know people, they are in the industry and stuff, and it's like it's tough to see and to be around and to be a part of that because even though I'm like no one's probably going to discriminate against me in the InfoSec community and stuff, but it's tough to see them talking about other people and they're expecting you to go along with it or be like, these people don't belong here, right? And it's like, no, that's dumb. Everyone should be here. Like everything's going to be InfoSec. Everything is InfoSec. It wasn't that way 20, 30 years ago, but everything's InfoSec now. And we should be way more inclusive of the people who, especially if they want to be in the industry.
If people want to help with this fucking shitstorm that we got to deal with every
Right.
day, by all means,
By all means,
Come on down.
in.
Yeah.
jump in.
If you want to protect users from admin, go right ahead. Let's take a community mic break.
I was just going to say real quick, I'm not necessarily defending the organizers of DerbyCon, but I mean, the original premise of it was to sort of bring back the days of DEF CON where it was small, it was personable, right? It wasn't this massive, huge wait in line for an hour to go see a talk.
Yeah.
That was the whole point of DerbyCon. And maybe this is just a long time coming. Maybe for years they were thinking, oh, do we want to do another year? Do we want to do another year? And finally,
I'm sure.
It was just basically the straw that broke the camel's back.
And it doesn't sound like they're doing anything wrong. They're just tired of putting it on and dealing with the people and stuff like that. And I don't think it's just the other people who immediately are like, oh, it's because of these others that we're getting canceled.
And they want to blame.
Shut down.
Yeah,
And it's like too many people want in, or they're being a part of it, and it's ruining it. It's ruining it for us.
Yeah.
Other people want to join, so it's ruining it for us.
What's funny is those people that are pissed that it's ruining it for them. Those people are almost certainly the exact people
the
that
ones ruining.
The ones
100%.
ruining it. Yeah.
They think they're helping
Right.
by being the way they are, but really they're the ones like, I can't fucking deal with this for another year.
Right.
I can't deal with these.
I've gotten 15 death threats in the past hour. Yeah.
Because whatever.
So we have some comments in the live stream. This is from Muffins. He's saying, perhaps this is a generational thing, like a background thing, and he's using learning Chinese as an example. So now this is where I'm going to kind of disagree just a little bit, but so he's saying, well, what about people who are learning Chinese? Should they be invited to an advanced course in Chinese grammar?
No, because you're not qualified enough.
Okay, so it's a qualification issue then. And again, everybody's qualified to go to DEF CON and DerbyCon and whatever, but if you're going to go to a place where they are discussing advanced topics like, I don't know, nuclear physics and rocket science, do you want to go there when you're learning the basics of physics, like an 8th grade physics class, trying to converse with people who are talking about...
So you're saying I shouldn't go to DEF CON?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Because I don't know shit about that stuff.
That's not what I'm saying.
Oh,
I'm not
So I should go to DEF CON.
I'm not defending this. Okay, it's just an example that's brought up. My fucking question is, what the fuck do you think about it?
I think.
God damn.
I think this is a bad analogy because I mean
fair.
Because
I'm trying to bring it to the table, Satchel.
It is on the table, man.
Because learning, so like let's say you're like if I started learning Chinese and like I'm brand new, I've been learning for 2 months. I don't know shit. I know one character. And then I jump in an advanced course class, and Muffins in the live stream says it'll slow the class down. Obviously, I shouldn't be there. I'm not qualified. No one should take their time to help me because I'm obviously not supposed to be there. But DEF CON, maybe I didn't go 20 years ago. I don't know. I don't know what the original purpose of it was. But now there's so many villages, especially villages aimed at newer people, that it should be more that it is more inclusive, and it should be more inclusive. And it's not like it's not an advanced course. I mean, there are some advanced courses, and you can't go to a talk on advanced security penetration testing or whatever, and expect them to be like, oh, well, let me tell you what Python is first, and then we'll get into the role.
Right.
No. Well, this example to me is like trying to compare going to DEF CON versus going to like a SANS course for reverse malware engineering.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
That's exactly.
And this is where I'm going to say that's where I disagree with Muffins, where I don't think it's exactly like an advanced Chinese class. It's more of like, think of it like a university, right? Where you have anything from English 101 to English 500. And that's where I would say you can still go if you want to go, Satchel.
I think it's mainly
you can go, but that's on you.
Though.
Yeah, it's on you. It's totally your choice.
And DEF CON definitely is a networking technique.
Yeah, I think it's more about networking there than it
is
about any sort of classes or teaching or not being able to know what the material's about. It's like if you want to know stuff, I mean, go right ahead. You might be able to network. You might, hang out with the correct people, and then holy shit, your career has started magically.
Yeah. But not even, and not that they won't allow you to go, but shunning you because you're there because you're not as qualified as some of the people who've been there for 10, 20 years or whatever. Yeah, that's a bad stance. Like, it's a bad way to get people in the industry because you're not going to be around forever, and you can't do everything. One person can't do all of InfoSec. Right. There are people who are going to be into specific disciplines or whatever, and DEF CON and other cons should facilitate that. If it's a more advanced con, or people who have been in the industry for a long time, that's fine. There can be stuff for advanced people. That's not gatekeeping. That's just being, that's a, God, I can't think of the term. I'm fucking blanking. But like, you can have advanced courses and stuff, and that's fine. And if people choose to go there, they don't understand. That's not gatekeeping. That's people just not being able to understand the material. And that's a completely different thing.
Right.
But you gatekeeping things as a whole, the industry as a whole, because you believe that it's specialized for you and your friends and people you know. That's fucked up. Yeah. And that shouldn't be allowed. Yeah. And I mean, it's not that it is allowed, but people turn the other way. They allow it, and they're just kind of like,
That actually, it reminds me of something, but
Community Mike?
Yeah.
I was going to say, part of that gatekeeping actually already happens in DEF CON. It's called Black Hat, right?
Yeah.
How do you gatekeep?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, gatekeep by charging $2,500 to attend or whatever.
More than that.
What is it now? $3,400?
34 just for the sessions.
Oh, for fuck's
and the
sake!
business hall. But if you want to add any type of courses to
Labs
it,
and courses, yeah.
yeah, like it can go up to over $8,000.
Jeez.
Oh yeah.
Ew.
Well,
shit.
It's very.
Is it worth the money for anybody who's gone? Is it worth the money
yes.
to go?
Well,
Well, we got to know, and you
so
got to yes.
I've been to a few, and I'll tell you, you can watch most of Black Hat a month later, like almost 2/3 or more of the most popular talks at Black Hat, right? And some of the more popular ones sometimes are even repeated at DEF CON. So you only really pay for it because your company's going to send you there.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Two, it's in
usually
Vegas.
You're not paying for it; your company's
Right.
paying for it.
You're there to go to Vegas. You're also there to meet with vendors, which if you want, you can go get a business hall pass. If you really want to just meet with vendors, that's $600, right? But the courses, they do have some damn good courses there. I took one, really, really good course. Most of them are taught by other vendors, which is kind of funny. So they're like, you're paying a lot of money, so you can get
Commercials.
commercials, right?
Yeah.
Like literally, it's like, hey, but some of the stuff, like the one I went to, was pretty incredible. They've even had some, I think maybe not professors. I think one was a professor. Yeah, he did like malware engineering or reverse engineering. Good stuff. Extremely expensive. You're almost your money's almost better off being spent for a Sans course. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
And again, that's not gatekeeping. That's just there are certain qualifications you need to do certain things, and that's totally fine.
Maybe it's gatekeeping, not on like they're not discriminating on race or gender or whatever, but they're discriminating on pocketbook, right?
Yeah,
Black Hat.
pocketbook and intelligence, because like even if you pay to get in, you probably wouldn't understand a lot of stuff unless you were already doing those sorts of things. And that's-
Right.
and
This
that's
is
fine.
I think Black Hat is really for people who really, really are in the industry, right? Like
Which
not
is-
hobbyists, like I've been since I was 18 or whatever, going to DEF CON, but like real industry people. And I mean, I don't think I'll ever go to Black Hat because I don't think it's personally worth whatever it is, 3,400, 8,000, whatever the fuck. I don't think it's worth it. Like you said, information eventually trickles out into like YouTube and whatever. I'll just wait. Like
Yeah.
it's not of time importance, at least to me.
Yeah, but that's a
But
separate thing.
I mean, it's a separate thing. It's a completely separate thing.
That's not them gatekeeping. That's just like you probably aren't qualified to even listen to this, which is fine.
Right. Now, my only stance on the whole DerbyCon thing is, again, I don't see how. Okay, this is me personally. I just don't see how anybody could just say no. You can't learn this stuff. It's like information's meant to be free.
Yeah.
And out there. So.
And it's less them saying that you can't learn it. It's more like the harassment and stuff that comes along with it. Like
Right, but the harassment is a deterrent.
Yeah,
To
It's not even necessarily blatant harassment. Sometimes, like if you were talking about how after your show you talk to anybody that would come up, right? And completely unbeknownst to you, there might be a girl standing there about to ask you a question, and some dude's going to come up and be like, she doesn't know what she's talking about anyway. I'm just going to edge in, hey, Jen, let me ask you a question.
I will tell you,
and shit.
I see what you're saying, but I
Yeah.
will tell you, as drunk as I get, I have people who help me watch and make sure that I've talked to everybody. I
Yeah,
make
yeah.
sure that I'm the
Oh,
last
that's
person
not
at the bar.
against you at all.
No,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know. I'm
Okay,
just saying.
okay.
I see where you're going with this,
Right.
and because I have already known that
Yeah.
maybe could be a thing,
Yeah.
I make the fuck sure that
That's
I'm
good.
the last person at the bar.
Yeah.
I really mean it. When I talk at the conference, I love to meet everybody who wants to talk to me.
But again, like I said at the
I know,
beginning, you're
I'm maybe an outlier, I don't
You're
know.
a generally good dude. And that's
Thanks,
and,
man.
And I mean,
Generally, I mean, there's a lot.
Generally,
of
I
times.
mean,
Could you do me a solid and not wear that shirt next week?
I was gonna say you're trying to fuck me this week, and that's fine.
just saying,
That's a
I
whole.
mean-
That's a whole separate thing.
Yeah, I'll go like 80-20.
Damn, Seth.
80% good. Yeah.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. Everybody has a little bit of asshole in them.
But I just think it's something that needs to be brought to light more is the harassment and the gatekeeping as far as people who aren't in the industry and like especially the harassment towards women and others in the industry that are either in the industry or that want to get in the industry, and it's disheartening to see.
Yeah.
Right.
It's tough. It's
Yeah.
we have like Fox and stuff, and it's hard. It's hard to see stuff like that.
Yeah.
And to be a part of things that not necessarily
Yeah.
support it, but they turn a blind eye to it, and it's fucking.
I actually told somebody here when I was teaching them how to use the milling machine, and she was like, I don't know if I can do this, blah 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 blah. And I was like, listen, there isn't a single thing that you can't do that I can do that you can't with a cheater bar. You take a pipe, slide it on the end of the wrench. Now you have every bit as much strength
Boom.
as I do.
Leverage is a thing.
That's
it
it.
works.
Yeah.
That's why pulleys were invented.
Physics, the great equalizer,
Right?
right?
Boom.
Kind of.
Yeah,
I mean,
but yeah.
Yeah.
Physics and the internet, the great equalizer.
It's the same way.
All right,
It's the same way here. They're not going to type dainty little lady words.
Their
Their
code is definitely better than my code. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say about it.
Yeah.
Final thoughts
I think
on this topic. I mean,
The best way to combat stuff like this is to bring it to light more. It's not brush it on the carpet, but to acknowledge it head on. I think people, like I said, turn a blind eye to it way too much, and they allow it to go unchecked. Right. And we should be more, bring it into the light more. That's all.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Any other topic? Zenify?
Oh yeah.
No?
Lightning round.
There was a couple others.
No,
but
we
could go straight to lightning round, or unless you wanted to
Let's do another topic.
take a quick hint on fucking Zuckerberg being a lunatic and
Wait, what the fuck was that? I didn't even read the article. Something about killing a goat.
yeah, he killed a goat with a taser and then served it to the Twitter CEO.
What?
Yeah.
As a power play?
I
Or does
don't
he
know,
just-
dude.
Does he like to eat goat?
So apparently he was on this kick during. I did read the article earlier, and according to the article, around 2011, he was on this kick where he would only eat what he killed.
Okay, I get that.
So he stunned the goat.
Time out though. He's not hunting for the meat. He's just letting it stand there, killing it.
Apparently,
and then,
in Palo Alto, there's some rule where you can keep up to 6 animals because reasons.
Animals in general.
Animals.
Lions, tigers, giraffes.
I'm sure there's some kind of restriction.
Okay.
I think this is a perverted
farm
version of
animals.
what Joe Rogan's
Moving to
philosophy
fucking Palo Alto.
So
Well, I don't know
tiger.
how it's perverted, but go ahead.
No.
Nobody
So what I'm
fucks
saying
with a
is,
tiger.
so Joe Rogan's philosophy, and I'm not trying to say, oh, he's all great and powerful, or whatever, but so his philosophy is he won't eat anything that he hasn't killed in a hunting sense. So he goes and he does bow hunting and gun, hunting with a rifle or whatever. But when he kills it, he'll eat it. And let's say he kills an elk. That elk will last him like 6 to 8 months. But he went and he hunted for it. So I think it's different when you're standing there, the goat's not really running away from you, and you're fucking tasing it to death.
It's just standing there on a...
Unless I'm getting this twisted.
I mean, he was growing them up as farm animals. I mean, where do you think bacon comes from?
No,
there's
I'm
not a guy
fine.
in the bushes
I am not a vegan. I'm not a vegan. I'm not a
It
vegetarian.
just seems kind of weird that he stunned the animal to death. Like that's
No, he didn't. He stunned the animal, then slit its throat.
Oh,
That sounds humane.
Oh, okay. So then where's the news?
that's way
It's
different.
almost halal.
Yeah.
Did the Twitter CEO know it was goat? I mean, that's not really a big deal. But
Have you ever had goat? It's
I
not
think
the greatest.
he did it in front of him. Oh, are you kidding me?
wait,
I'm not a goat fan.
Oh,
He watched him kill and then cook it.
I don't remember exactly. I don't want to say.
Mark Zuckerberg's fucking hardcore.
Kind of. You wouldn't think that.
I mean,
He removed his humanity chip that day.
Yeah.
I kill goats.
I'm confused about what I'm supposed to be concerned about. Because it sounds like he just
Yeah, I don't.
If he I
Sounds
guess killed it like that, I mean that's just like
he stunned it.
Oh, so this is more sensational shit? Like, oh my god, he killed a goat. Like, you animal.
I just think I haven't had goat. I don't know if I would enjoy it because they eat everything. So I feel like there's not great.
I
But I
feel
don't,
like
right? Or is that like a foul?
Wait a minute, did you say you eat anything? Fuck
no,
you.
no.
Oh, okay.
I said
Yeah, wait a
I
minute.
said
What?
goats eat everything. So I feel like their meat wouldn't be very good.
Oh, I thought you said because I ate everything. I was like, hold on.
I
Also,
don't remember what they're called.
If it's-
Oh no, that's lamb meat.
that's
not
lamb.
goat.
That's lamb. If it's not cheese, I do eat everything, Chen. Okay. Just throw that
No,
out
you
there.
don't. Ranch dressing, mayonnaise.
Okay, we don't got to get into
what
it now.
else?
God
What
damn
else?
it. God damn it.
All I'm saying is, if your diet was a firewall, you'd rather whitelist instead of blacklist.
Okay, so apparently Dorsey was not present when it was killed. He killed it before. I guess he kills it. He kills it with a laser gun and then the knife.
A laser gun.
I don't know, Jack Dorsey.
Fuck man, I want a laser gun.
Right?
What's going on over there in Palo
when did we
Alto?
get laser
And
gun?
actually, the reporter said a laser gun, and Dorsey replied, "I don't know, a stun gun." They stun it, and then he knifed it. Then they sent it to.
Hold on, he called the
Wait, who doesn't know the
taser
difference-
a laser?
Who doesn't know the
laser
difference
gun?
between a taser gun and a fucking laser?
I'm not. God,
Did he cut his throat with a laser?
I'm so
he
confused.
should. Maybe a freaking lightsaber. I don't know. He said apparently Dorsey did not actually eat the goat because it was cold, despite being cooked in an oven.
Did he wait for what the fuck is going on over there?
I don't know.
I don't know, dude.
He
this
doesn't have
article's
a heating serving plate.
It's falling flat on me, dude. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm not that excited about it.
The most concerning thing is that he chooses to eat goat when there are so many other animals he could eat. That's the only thing that I care about.
Maybe he
but
didn't want to kill a cow. I don't
He's
know.
waiting. It wasn't ripe enough. I don't know. Don't care.
Ripe?
Right?
right.
Yeah, right.
You,
Yeah, right. Like a
you know what? Maybe that's why you don't
fruit.
like all this food, because you don't know how food works. You don't
like a banana. Like a banana.
Yes.
Yes, but cows aren't bananas.
Yeah, they don't go ripe.
There is an optimal time to kill a cow.
You know
that's what we call ripe.
You know what veal is?
Baby cow.
Yeah.
Still,
Unripened cow from the
Unripe
audience.
cow.
You're
from
not
the
gonna
audience.
you're not gonna kill a cow fresh out. We're not. We will talk about this in the Nature Podcast after the Greynoise Podcast. We'll get back
The
into
nature podcast.
Oh, we have a nature podcast now.
it.
All right,
Nature
awesome.
Podcast
All
now.
right, well, let's do
Well,
it.
I will tell you about my cow cooking methods after this.
Hey, we've been keeping up
Yeah,
on that
you ordered from
Instagram,
McDonald's.
that food Instagram.
Nope. Because I've been working.
Wait, what
We're
did
not
you
going to talk
say?
about the show. Talk about afterwards.
He orders from McDonald's. Does he get hamburgers?
Yeah, we knew we'd go there. All right. Anything else, guys?
That's it from me.
We did the lightning round.
Down goes Roger Stone. I'm sorry. I'm over here.
Yes, you are. All right. I guess it is now time for the lightning round. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that's about right.
I mean, pastime.
Pastime. Actually, lightning round is my favorite pastime. Okay.
Yeah.
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 Okay. All right. Yeah, I thought I got everybody. All right, here we go. So for those of you who do not know what the lightning round is, obviously we have lengthy discussions about other things besides the news. But here with the lightning round, we go and find the news that pertains to information security, hacking, sciencey shit. And today we're going to go to thehackernews.com and we're going to, look at these articles, give our tweets length of an opinion. Who wants to go first?
Me.
All right, so we're going to go twit longer with Doxy starting first.
For the record, I've been pretty good.
Actually, you have, but he's actually Satchel's the greatest because he usually does like hashtag da 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 and then he moves on. So,
No tall foxes.
What?
I don't get it.
It's from last week tonight.
Oh,
Smile
right,
away,
right.
boys.
All right,
Smile
here we
away.
go. First is Doxy. Let's see. Gand Crab Ransomware and
Ursnif?
Do you have
Nope,
some?
I don't know.
Ursnif virus
you were
spreading via
sounding it out.
MS Word macros. Okay, it's a macro.
My boss was surprised today that I don't use macros and hotkeys
Like in Office products?
in general, like across my computing.
You don't
laptop
use
and stuff.
any hotkeys?
No, I don't like them.
Oh, they're awesome.
Dude!
I mean, they are awesome, but
Auto
like,
hotkey.
everybody in the audience is like, what the fuck is your problem?
I have
Doxy?
certain expectations when I use machines. I know I'm hampering myself, but I have certain expectations when I use machines, and I like the way I do things.
You like to type out the entire command without tab completion.
No, I mean, but
Well, tab
That's-
completion is a hotkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's
like,
stretching.
like program hotkeys by myself.
I
Like
do that
that I
too.
program.
Man, for putting in my time, there's like this repetitive keystroke thing that I have to do, and I totally have got that wired to a macro, and I just like rock down on Control B, Control B, Control B. It's fucking awesome.
Nice.
Auto hotkey. Anyway, sorry,
Yeah.
we move forward.
Does Zenify have an opinion on this?
I mean, I guess we're back to ransomware and word macros again.
All right,
I
and it goes
expect
full
like
circle.
A year
I am-
to be PDFs and Adobe, and then a year after that, it'll be WordPress.
You're
the
telling
cycle
me that
continues.
you're telling me the MS Word macros are unsecure? Huh?
Yeah.
Weird.
All right, next one. Learn Python. Oh, that's an ad. Learn Python. Yeah, please do. All right. Next one. Millions of PCs found running outdated versions of popular software.
In other news, water is wet.
Yeah.
Wow. That is literally what I was gonna say.
Oh,
Exactly
shit,
like that.
son. Yes.
You're learning
Wow.
from him. I mean, it's a good thing. All right. All right, next one.
Shit.
Upgrade your shit. Unless you have a very specific reason for not upgrading, like
Right.
like the version before is going to break something that you use constantly. Upgrade your shit. Just do it. I know it's annoying, but if you just do it and just get it done with, it's fine.
Actually, I
Sponsored by
will
Nike.
really have to agree with that.
What?
It said sponsored by Nike. Just do it.
All right, next one. China blocks Microsoft's Bing search engine despite offering censored results.
I will say, Bing is great for searching certain things.
I could
I don't-
swore it was already blocked.
In China?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't. I haven't. I don't.
Funny fact, Bing is actually the Chinese word for cold, so it looks like they've binged Bing. They've turned it cold.
Oh boy, you're trying, Chen.
You went a long way.
You're trying, Chen.
If you spoke Mandarin, you would totally get the joke.
Oh yeah. All two of you in this room are just loving that shit.
which is actually quite a statistical significance.
Oh, by the way, the one guy that does speak Mandarin, he says it's not funny either.
Oh,
Boo!
fine, whatever.
Boo you!
Whatever.
I think, what is statistical significance that there are two people in this room that speak Mandarin?
Well, let's see.
Well, there's one that speaks Mandarin, and there's one that.
There's one that speaks Mandarin, then there's Chen.
Yeah.
wow, guys, thanks. All right, next article here. Chinese hacker publishes POC for remote iOS 12 jailbreak on iPhone 10. I know these words.
Sorry, I'm not sure what POC is.
A proof of concept.
Proof of concept.
Oh, okay.
POC or get the fuck out, man.
I honestly haven't heard jailbreak in quite
I
a
know
while.
it's been a long time for.
It's been a while since
Yeah.
I've
Isn't
heard
this-
about a
it's the same
jailbreak.
as
I remember.
right?
I used.
It-
Yeah.
No, it is, but
Yeah.
like I just haven't heard it in a long time.
Yeah, I'd be down. I loved jailbreaking phones.
When I got my first iPod Touch, like when the first one, like the first generation, and I jailbreak that shit, and now it's like, why?
Felt like a god.
Mhm. Yeah, right.
Why?
No, I haven't jailbroken anything since like Nexus 4. That's
Yeah.
not really jailbreaking, but,
But
still.
rooting
yeah.
jailbreaking, like yeah.
I think my next phone will not be a Samsung just so I can root.
Quick side note: have you seen the S10 leaks?
Is that the foldable phone?
No,
it's not.
No. That's the one where they, instead of having a notch, they have a cutout where the camera is disintended from the top of the screen, so it's like its own little circular thing.
Wait, what the fuck? Oh wow.
So it's like, yeah, so instead of a notch, it's just like, imagine, you guys can't see on camera or whatever, but like instead of this, it's like there's no notch. It's just like the camera's there, but it's in the top corner. Yeah, I'll show you the pictures after this. Sorry guys,
All
you
right,
can't
cool.
see. Sorry about
Oh,
that.
there's just like a little pinhole.
Little
in
pin,
the
yeah,
screen.
little pinhole cutout.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, little pinhole cutout.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got it.
All right, next one. Someone hacked PHP Parasite, P-E-A-R, Parasite, and replaced the official package manager. Ooh,
Oh shit,
fuck.
that's pretty fucking. Ooh,
That's intense.
that's pretty intense actually.
Oh.
They'll manage your package.
Maybe this is a time where you don't want to patch it or grab a package or
Does it say in the past 6 months? That's a long fucking time. That's
fuck.
Damn,
True.
that's
That doesn't look good at all.
oof.
All right, last article, guys. DHS orders U.S. federal agencies to audit DNS security for their domains.
No one's working anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't think they're.
Yeah.
Actually, they are now
For the next 3
for
weeks.
3 weeks.
No one's there.
Wow.
3 weeks, you better get that shit
I
secured.
wonder if they're gonna get their certs renewed.
I
Oh
know,
wow.
dude. Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that does bring us to the end of the lightning round, which brings us to the end of the show. As you can tell, we never ever run out of shit to say. So join us again next week, where we will always be here Friday night at 7:30. I believe everybody will be here next week. The holidays are definitely over. Christmas is still 11 months away. So,
Shit.
what? You already got to start Christmas shopping, right?
I thought about it. I'm not.
Really?
I'm not taking my tree down. No, I thought about not taking my tree
You had
down.
a tree up?
Yeah.
the
Dude,
fuck?
I'm the biggest Christmas supporter.
You're
I love
not going to
Christmas.
take your
I don't
tree
know.
down.
My tree's gonna stay up all year.
I know people like that though. It's not just Doc.
You know me.
I do. Anyway,
I want to know more.
As you can
but,
tell,
yeah.
we've never run out of shit to say. So join us again next week, like every Friday night, 7:30. We're here at the Sin Shop.
loop.
The address is 1075 American Pacific Drive, Suite C in Henderson, Nevada. I'm still going to give out that address. Crux isn't here. Not my fault. Go to sinshop.org for information on the shop. Remember, go to meetup.com/sinshop, SYNSHOP, for information on the meetups and the shit that we do here. Go to Greynoise, GREYNY.SE, for information on our podcast. We don't talk shit about Sweden. We love their meatballs.
And their furniture.
Yes, and oh yeah, that too. So we can still use that domain. Anyway, my name is Master Chen.
This is Doxy.
Zenify.
And I'm Richard Satchel.
Good night.